So, another one of our 2021 Hall of Fame inductees, Brooks Hall, class of 1966.
Correct.
And I've had the pleasure of getting to know Brooks over the last several years, and just think he's an absolutely phenomenal guy. And all the things he's done for our community and the things that he's done in his life are super impressive. So we're going to talk about that. So Brooks, let's talk a little bit about growing up in Bay.
So we moved to Bay in 1962. I worked for, my father was an oil company executive, and growing up we moved every 3 years like clockwork. I was very lucky we moved here in 62, managed to stay all 4 of my high school years, which meant a great deal to me. And a week after I graduated from high school, we moved to Lake Forest, Illinois.
Wow, I didn't know that. So where do you live in Bay?
We lived on Ednall Drive, just across the street from the exit of the high school.
Okay,
Yep.
okay. And which was pretty new back then,
It was
right?
brand new. Yeah, a guy by the name of Dave Nilges was the builder at that time and built every house on that street.
Yeah, not a lot, even when you went to the end of the street, there was nothing back. You were on the cusp of the woods. back
Yes,
then.
we were in virgin land at that time.
Yeah, yeah. So, at Bay, football, what other activities did you do?
I ran track and played football.
Yep. Track coach was,
Was Rich Voiers.
who is a fellow inductee this year.
Yeah,
Seemed to have a
and,
theme going on.
Like most of us, I have a story to tell about Coach Voiers.
At least you didn't wear a face mask in track, so he couldn't grab your face mask.
He did in football, but he had his way of getting a point across on the track field as well. One day he told me I was going to run the 440. That was 440 yards. And I said I didn't want to do that. He backed me across the field. The whole time his fist was in my chest. And I stopped at the fence. And at that point he turned around and I knew I was running the 440. And I looked down at my shirt and he had literally written 440 on my t-shirt. So I ran the 440 for the rest of my track career.
Oh, that's funny.
Didn't question him again.
Now, you were running at the old Parkview High School at the time.
Actually, it was Bay High School at the time.
Called Bay High, but
Yeah,
it was the
yeah.
middle school what a lot of people would recognize.
Correct.
And was that the cinder track?
It was a cinder track.
Yeah. Did you guys have the 3 little spikes on the end of your shoes?
We
back in
did.
the-
We had that style, spikes and all.
Yeah. I heard Rich actually was one of the people who put that first track in. So, I mean, he was dedicated to that. So how'd you do in the 440?
I actually ran it pretty well, but I just hated it because I was pretty fast at the time.
Yeah.
But another classmate was about a half a step faster than me, a kid by the name of Pete Osborne, and I knew it was time to find another distance. But the 440 was basically a 100-yard dash times 4.
Oh, yeah.
It was just an all-out run.
Plus, you had the T-shirt that said 440.
I couldn't
funny.
run anything else.
And like a lot of people, you also played football. Llewellyn was your coach,
Yes.
and you guys were good.
Yeah.
Did you win the conference?
We did. 1966, we won the Southwestern Conference Championship. Westlake was favored to win that year, and we tied them the first game 6-6. And their team fell apart. They didn't win. They didn't win a game the rest of the season,
Yep.
and we did not lose a game for the rest of the season.
That's great. That's great. And the sense of pride in all those things in the high school was pretty amazing back then, wasn't it? I mean,
A lot of good school spirit. A lot of friendships made, of course.
yeah, lifelong friendships.
Yeah.